Morgan, the Next Advenger, by Dylan's Little Hobbies. Chapter 6, knowing the enemy would watch the skies, Morgan and Kate drove there. Then they snuck behind all of the gird, taking out a few of them as they entered the building. The time mission was completed. Both someone called out, "It's ready, fire it up." Nathan called back, "Get the Crimson Dynamo soldiers back here. We're going in." He then got in his suit as Morgan and Kate readied themselves to battle. "If we can take out that thing, this will be all clear, but if not, you'll have to go in. I know best case scenario is here. I'm gonna distract them. You try and blow up that machine," Morgan told Kate. Kate Bishop just smiled at this. Shen walked onto the scene. "All right, brother, I'm ready." No, Nathan replied, "What? I was supposed to be by your side. We're supposed to do this together. Men, just because I started, but was quickly interrupted." Nathan and his big robotic hands grabbed Sean and hugged him. "If something goes wrong, you're the leader of the Crimson Dynamo. I need you here. If I take out Start, the world is going to change. And you're the only reason why changing the world. You got me?" Sean nodded. "Keep the gate open for when I come back, brother." The others joined back. In total, there were 12 Crimson Dynamo suits ready to go back in time. Nathan looked at those around him. "He prepared my men today. We change your future at the same time. I cannot promise your return." "You ready?" Nathan yelled. They'll yell, "Yeah, for the future, the Crimson Dynamo." Nathan then closed his helmet. They followed him near the time machine. Morgan then jumped down from the rafters. She superhero landed and looked up. "Not without a fight," Morgan replied. "Morgan Stark," the robotic voice said from Nathan's suit. Well, nice suit. I guess it's time I take you to school. Boys, look out for that chick with the bow and arrow. She can't beat too far," Nathan says as he charges at Morgan. Sean sees this and ducks behind some machinery. Morgan fires off a few lasers from her hands. This was a bit of a surprise to the Crimson Dynamo, but it wasn't enough. Surprisingly, they were quite nimble in their suit and were able to dodge oncoming fire from Morgan. One suit, however, was thrown across the room with the pilot Nick unconscious. Sean saw Kate sneaking up to take out the time machine. He jumped in the suit and then confronted her. She tried throwing an arrow at him. The arrow hit and went to boom. The area was filled with black smoke, but it was not enough to stop the Crimson Dynamo. Shane in his suit walked out of it quickly, grabbed her bow and snapped in half across his leg like a pencil. Not having any weapons left, Kate Bishop retreated. Sean activated the time machine, brother, he called out. Nathan saw it was activated and laughed. He then grabbed Morgan by the head and just her across the room. "Quickly now, men, to the past," the Crimson Dynamo yelled. New Morgan screamed as she too activated her suit, preparing time travel. She could let them get away. They went through the quantum reel and was spit back out of nowhere in the time of the past. 2 days before Thanos would attack the Earth, Danny Stark was eating a sandwich in his tracksuit. He looked a little bored but was enjoying the peaceful sounds of birds in the park. He would sometimes get looks from the people passing by. "It's Iron Man. It's Tony Stark." Tony was used to it by now and got up, walked over to a kid who was in shock and signed his backpack with a penny head on it before he tossed away his wrapper from his sandwich. As he began to leave, a massive boom caught his attention. In the middle of the park stood several armored suits that came from out of nowhere. The biggest of the suits called out, "Tony Stark, I know you're there." Tony just took a sip of his soda that he was holding in his left hand. "Your crimes against humanity." And now Morgan then hit the ground and rolled across the grass. The Crimson Dynamo then raised their guns. Tony turned around and touched his drink. Then the trash then turned to the oncoming freight threat. A look of seriousness crossed his face as the Crimson Dynamo were about to shoot. However, Morgan jumped up and kicked one in the head. She then punched another and opened fire on. Later, Tony saw this and was confused a bit at the scene. "Tony, run!" Morgan yelled, "Run!" Tony didn't know who was in the Iron Man suit, but he was determined to get to the bottom of this one. Finally, one of the Crimson Dynamo went off running towards Tony. Tony just smiled and said, "Freddie, move my next appointment with Pepper. I'm going to be late." He then taped on his chest-activating nanobots that surrounded his enter buddy in seconds. Morgan saw this and was starstruck. "Oak, I knew you had some advanced tech, but this is ridiculous." Wasn't expecting the saber. They all shot at Tony, who, losing his armor-made shields, to save the crowd of people behind him. He then jumped ahead of his shield and used his suit to create new firing weapons. He then fired at the Crimson Dynamo. "Fall back, men, is too powerful, fall back. We gotta make a new plan of attack." The leader called out. Morgan tried to stop them. Tony, knowing he needed answers, was trying to catch one of them. He threw out his hand as several nanobots flew from his suit and surrounded Morgan. He wanted to go after the most advanced suit and caught Morgan dead in her tracks as the nanobots surrounded her and froze her in place. Even in her Iron Man suit, she was no match for these nanobots and could not escape as Tony ran over to her. "Up, what the hell was that? Who are those guys, and where'd you all get my suit?" Morgan struggled to get free. "Where you get my suit?" Tony yelled, but then noticed the people heading his way. Off Welder somewhere else. With a wave of his hand, the nanobots turned into little rockets and took Morgan away along with their men. "Freddy, open up Avenger Warehouse 502, please." "Yes, Mr. Stark," Freddy said as they flown into the warehouse. "Thank you for watching. Let me know how you like it so far in comments down below. Subscribe for more fanfics chapter.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.